It's good to meet
Hi,
you. So,
nice to meet you.
so before we get into your life and your work, what I would like to do is we're looking at the calendar. 4 years ago, everything stopped because of the pandemic. How did you survive that time period, and how did it change you?
You know what? That's an interesting question. I broke my back when I was 18, and I've been diagnosed disabled for life. I was really struggling. In 2018, my mom had passed away, and I was living on my own with my son in a small house, barely making ends meet because with my disability, jobs were difficult because I couldn't maintain them. So I ended up relying on the disability income the province provides, which doesn't even cover your rent, let alone food and everything else. I moved into the basement of my boyfriend's house and we saved a little bit of money there. But I also went into a career in the hospital. I met a gentleman. I was suffering from a migraine due to my disability, and he offered me a job with insurance. So I took a year and did all my schooling at once, and I came out an insurance agent. And that was pretty much during the pandemic. I did all the schooling.
Excellent. So let's get to the heart and soul of what you do on a daily basis. I'm going to put you in front of a bunch of third graders. It's career day. One of the
Yeah.
kids says, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" How do you answer that child?
Well, I went from insurance agent, I became an insurance broker, and I came home from work one day and I just realized this isn't for me. And I've always had a connection with source, shall we say. And I just was told, write a book, put everything in writing. So I literally grabbed I'll never forget, October 24th, 23. I grabbed my laptop and I just started typing nonstop. I would get up to I slept in I have a big chair I have, and I just ate, drank, slept, and typed for 7 days, and I produced a book. So if you ask me what I'm doing today, I would tell you that I'm an educator, a life coach, and author of the book Life Decoded, coming soon.
So what did you want to be in the third grade?
In the third grade, I always could see myself on stage, being an actress, doing performances, whether it was stage or what have you, movies. I just always had this deep down draw to entertainment. The funny thing is, oh gosh, I can't remember the year. I was in grade 9. I had an audition for Degrassi Junior High. So I went to the audition, but for some reason, even though I had a callback, I never went all the way through. And my 22-year-old son pointed out to me, look at Drake and what he's going through. And if I had have gone into entertainment back then, I wouldn't be a whole person, I don't think.
Yeah.
So it's amazing how God has literally kept me safe and geared and steered me through my whole life.
So let me ask you this. Who's been a hero for you in your life?
Oh my goodness. I've had a few heroes, but unfortunately, they burst their own bubble. My parents were my heroes, but I grew up and found out that they were narcissists. And so those bubbles burst. Just heroes, like I said, actresses and things like that. They're on the big screen. You think, wow. But again, the bubble burst because now I know the truth behind it all. And yeah, so I guess my biggest hero today, honestly, is myself. And I don't say that to be egotistical or anything. I say it sincerely because through my journey in trying to cure my back problem, I discovered the answers to life itself and the keys to unlocking the secrets. And I overcame my own mind. And that is the whole key to life. If you can overcome your mind, you can do anything.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this. If you can meet one person alive on the planet that you find fascinating, who would that be? Who would you love to meet and talk to?
Who would I love to meet? There's a few people.
Yeah.
Call me crazy. Putin would be one of them. I'd be interested just to have a conversation and find out what he's really all about. I always had thought growing up the Pope, but in recent awakenings, I've realized that it's not what it is. So that kind of went out the window.
Yeah.
But really, I don't look towards anybody else because they're doing their thing. That's their life. So I try and concentrate on my own bubble and just stick with my own blinders on so I can move forward.
So what's your motivation every day? What gets you out of bed? What gets you to write and to help people and to do the work that you do? What is that for you?
The fact that a year ago, I said to my boyfriend that I was going to completely jump timelines and change my life 100%. And he said, that is BS. Prove it. So, over that year, I had watched documentaries on pain, nerves, muscles, and I realized how to redirect my neural pathways into not feeling pain. This to me is just unreal because by living through this myself, I may be disabled, but I certainly do not feel chronic pain anymore. And that to me is such a breakthrough in medical, whatever, because for 31 years, I had surgeons, specialists, you name it, with all the spaghetti behind their name, but they did nothing for me. So I actually did it myself because I can't afford to live on government disability assistance because it's not enough to survive. My all my family dropped away from me, and even my boyfriend ended up taking his own road. So being a single mother on my own, disabled, I had to cure myself. And seeing as I've actually done that, I want to spread the word to the world because I can help relieve pain. And that is my mission, is to relieve world pain, whether it's mental or physical. And like even yourself, if you struggle from certain issues or what have you, I would challenge you to have a chat with me and I bet I can fix it.
So what's the best advice you've ever gotten?
Honestly, do it yourself. I had people I put on pedestals and would always ask for advice. But then I had learned that those people didn't actually have my answers. So they would send me elsewhere to figure it out myself. And when I got my answers, I realized that they really were nothing to me in that whole thing. So why am I putting them on a pedestal? So the best advice I can say is honestly, be yourself, stick to yourself. You were born into this world as an individual, unless you're a twin or a triplet, but you are your own entity and nobody. I learned, like, even my parents didn't have my back. So you need to be cautious and set very big boundaries.
Yeah, for sure. So of all of the things that you've done and overcome and become in your life, there's been a lot. What are you the proudest of?
Honestly, my awakening. I going through this spiritual awakening, we all know it's now end of days, biblical times, nothing to be scared of. All it is a fight between good and evil in the world. And if we can start using our moral compass and following more God's guidelines, God is not a religion. And this is what people need to understand. He's an actual entity, like all around us is God. He can hear, see, smell, he knows everything before you think it. If people understood their interconnectedness, then we wouldn't harm each other emotionally or physically because we're all connected anyway. So then karma comes into it, where if you do something against another spirit, you'll receive it back because it's a law of the universe. But nobody's ever been taught this. And this is my biggest concern.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. If a time machine pulled up in front of your house when we got off this call, and you could either go back in time and see one event in human history or go into the future and see something, what would be your decision? Where would you go?
Honestly, I would like to, in the last probably months of Jesus's life, I'd love to ask him some personal questions because I've gone back in history. I've even researched in my own past lives, dating way back. And where I can see everything went wrong was shortly after Jesus had passed, maybe 300 years. That's when rules, laws, and things started to come into place. And that to me, I'm trying to pinpoint the key spot in history where evil really took over. And that is one question I am still working on.
So let me ask you this. If you have a dream tonight, run into a younger version of you, say 18 years old, you can give that young version of you a piece of advice based on the wisdom you've gained in your life. What advice would you give your younger self?
Learn what a narcissist is and how they work, because
Yeah.
everybody in my life pretty much was a narcissist and it was a repeat cycle. So, what happens in life is you're to learn lessons. And if you don't learn those lessons, they'll just represent themselves in another way, shape, or form. Mine was narcissism. And right until my last relationship, I struggled with it. But the fortunate thing is growing up with these people, I learned their ways, their tactics, what they do, and I healed from it. And now I wish to share my knowledge with your listeners and scream it from the mountaintops because honestly, it is something truly people need to recognize and overcome.
So at the end of the day, Jennifer, everyone has a perception of you, family, friends, readers, everyone that knows you, but you ultimately lead the march. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
Well, to be honest, what other people, I just did a video the other day on what people say about you, if they gossip about you. It's none of your business what other people say. So, because it'll control your mind. So I just keep my blinders on and I see myself as a very successful author and I'm educating everybody that I can, the world, and I want to be on a national level where people can hear the truth.
So if anyone wants to pick up your book, reach out, learn more about you, any of the good business, where do they go?
Well, I'm still in the process of trying to set everything up. Jennifer Stevenson with a V and Facebook. Please like me as a friend and I'll contact you, message me. Author of Life Decoded, coming soon. I also have another book. It's an authority series coming out probably before my book. And just follow me on Facebook and I'll keep people updated. And yeah, and I'm at Life Decoded today on TikTok. So please
Excellent.
follow.
Okay. Sounds wonderful. Jennifer, thank you for opening up. Thanks for your story. And best of luck with the books and everything else as it comes your way.
I thank you so much. And if ever you're willing to do a workshop or have any physical pain or mental that you want to deal with, let me know.
Absolutely. I certainly will. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care. Nice to meet you.
Bye.